on The Chris Smith Show. This is All Things Automotive with Sydney City Toyota and Lexus Managing Director John Roca. Proudly brought to you by Motor One Car Care, driven to deliver solutions that make a difference.
Thank you so much to Motor One Car Care. We appreciate your connection to this particular segment, which goes gangbusters most Saturdays when John Roca joins us. 131873 is our telephone number. This is also one of those segments where not only do you learn a lot from someone who's been embedded in the car industry for decades, but also you get a chance to ask questions related to anything associated with an automotive issue, whether it's insurance, whether it's a new car, whether it's a second-hand car, whether it's an aspect of the car industry at the moment, prices, etc., or delivery. 131873 is the telephone number. John Roca is in the studio. How did you enjoy that match last night, sir?
Oh, it was great.
You were there at Allianz?
I was. I was in a little private suite by
Nice.
one of our friends, but probably enjoyed it a little bit more than you, mate.
I didn't. I thought the Roosters, the way they've been playing, they were favourite. We don't lose our position on the table. We're still in the semis.
Yes.
I didn't think it was one of those games, and the fact that we don't play at home, which is ANZ Stadium or Accor, doesn't worry me in the slightest, because that stadium, Allianz, is
how
beauty.
good was that?
And I think the atmosphere lifts both sides.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like an Origin game, I thought.
It did.
It just had that vibe. It was really good. They've done a terrific job.
Yeah. Roosters and Souths have got injury problems, so it'll be interesting to see what teams are picked during the week.
My Sea Eagles didn't go too well either. So
knocked off with 2 minutes to go. Great field goal by
we lost
Matt
the
Burton.
last 7, didn't we?
He was 16 points ahead.
I know. Don't remind me.
Outrageous. Get off to the overseas trip, the end-of-season trip. Now, a couple of weeks ago, we spoke about electric vehicles being the next big thing moving into the future. But have we written off the internal combustion engine, or, as we say, the ICE vehicle, too soon? And could hydrogen-powered cars be a better alternative? Could hydrogen technology save the millions of existing internal combustion engines at the same time? So you think hydrogen and our combustion engines might combine?
Absolutely. I was on a conference a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about, obviously, EVs, plug-ins, all sort of electrified cars, as we did a couple of weeks ago. But as we said, 98.5% of the population is driving an ICE car, internal combustion engine. Yeah. So is there another solution? I thought today we might have a look at a different approach, and that is the hydrogen car. And in fact, Toyota is now talking about producing a technology that says that we can retrofit hydrogen to our current cars, our ICE engines as we call them. So that changes a lot. And there are 1.2 billion cars that have an ICE engine across the globe. Yeah. What are we going to do with all these cars? That's the question that everybody's asking. Well, this might be a solution. It's early days, but the technology is definitely there. Toyota have developed a car they raced for 24 hours. It was an ICE engine converted into hydrogen.
Right, so you wouldn't need to get rid of that classic car that you own.
No.
You wouldn't need to... See, will people consider taking the combustible engine out of the car and make it into an electric car?
No. Not doable. Not doable.
Not doable.
But hydrogen is.
Right.
And you think about infrastructure, we're thinking, where do we plug our car in? What if I live in a block of units? Think about a service station that the pump has hydrogen rather than petrol or diesel.
Yeah, right.
Infrastructure's there. So there is a lot there. The negative is that hydrogen is very expensive at the moment, but watch this space. I think it's there.
So we're talking beyond a 10-year period, are we?
Absolutely.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
Well, there are cars, Honda, Hyundai and Toyota have cars that are hydrogen driven, but they're hydrogen cell cars. So that's different. That doesn't have an ICE engine, and we can talk about that technology as well. But what I was really pleased to see is that there is an alternative for those who are driving one of those 1.2 billion cars that are out there that might save the combustion engine, and it's possible.
And we don't know what else in terms of technology will arise.
Yes.
Something else on the horizon could come in the next 2 years, and they say, listen, we need 10 years of development for this particular source of energy. It could be green energy like hydrogen.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, the game changes once again.
Absolutely. And, hydrogen fuel cell is just amazing. That doesn't have an ICE engine, and it's not electric. It's actually powered by hydrogen that has a little power station within it that converts the hydrogen into electricity, so you don't need to plug it in anywhere. Right. So hydrogen fuel cell is the real technology that is going to sit there and say, hey, electricity, maybe you've got a challenger.
Yes.
Electricity is way ahead of the game, but I think anybody that's investing in lithium batteries and the rest of it might have a quick look at what the price of hydrogen is doing at the moment well.
I keep listening and keep following what I hear from Twiggy Forrest about hydrogen. And I think his latest investment is $14 billion or whatever it is, or 14 million,
yep.
14 billion, I think. And I think to myself, he's got to know something here.
Yep.
He doesn't want to throw his money away, and he's so convinced of what hydrogen will eventually be.
Absolutely.
It can't be rubbish technology.
No, and it's clean.
Yeah.
Hydrogen fuel cell out of the tailpipe of that car is water, H2O, pure water.
Yeah.
Good for the environment.
Yeah. 131873 is the telephone number. Maybe you'd like to weigh into this conversation about hydrogen, or you want to weigh into a conversation about the car you've got at the moment and how you get rid of it, or how you buy something new and how long you got to wait. Give us a call. It's 11:45. We'll come back and take your calls right after this. 12 to 12 is the time. The segment's called All Things Automotive. This is 2GB. Mike from Lane Cove has a discussion on hydrogen he'd like to have with John Roca. Go ahead, Mike.
G'day, Mike.
Well, g'day, John. This is a bit of nostalgia, really. I suppose I should mention for younger listeners, back in the late 70s, the Premier of Queensland was an autocrat named Joe Bjelke-Petersen.
Yes.
And I interviewed Joe occasionally. I had 2 strikes against me. I was from the South and from the ABC. But he did take me out to show me a Fairlane up on a hoist, running on hydrogen with water coming out the tailpipe. That was then.
Yeah. It's been spoken about for a long time. Hydrogen's been around for a long, long time. 1861, I think, originally.
And you can fill with hydrogen. You can actually charge your car much quicker than with electricity. Am I right?
Correct.
You bet. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 3 to 5 minutes to charge a hydrogen car from 0 to full, up to 3 hours for the electric.
That's the same amount as if you have to fill it up with petrol.
Exactly.
Mike Jeffries, thank you very much for calling in, mate. Great to hear from you again. 131873. Paul in Blacktown, go ahead.
G'day, how are you going?
Good, thank you.
Hey, Paul.
Yeah. I've got a very reliable 012 Toyota Orion V6 3.5 litre, which I maintain meticulously. What's the viability of converting that to hydrogen in the future, do you think?
It will be, I think your Orion might be a little bit too old when the technology meets the Orion, I think. I think you'll miss it on that particular car, but no different to retro gas fitment in the past. I think hydrogen will be a real option in the future.
Yeah, it just seems a pity because you think of all the vehicles in the world, the car clubs and everything like that, how are they going to cope?
Yes.
With this, I just find it a bit disappointing,
Yeah.
I know it's good for the planet and all that sort of business, but, what are your thoughts?
I know, but look, hydrogen is clean as well. I mean, it's not zero emissions, but it's very clean. Hydrogen cell is zero emissions, but it is possible. It won't happen in the next 10 years for the Orion, I'm afraid, but you'll see it happen. The car clubs, I think, will be part of it.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Good on you, Paul. Thank you. Robert in Glenfield. Robert, good morning.
Hey, Robert.
Good morning. Hydrogen fuel cells.
Yes.
Volkswagen did a study back in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you make it with renewables, so they were looking at solar and windmills, your supply chain, your compression costs that uses electricity to compress it, delivery to service stations, etc., they found it to be unviable financially because of the costs.
Yeah.
Far less efficient than the current supply costs we've got for fuel.
Yeah, I agree. And let me give you another history lesson. 15 years ago, they invented a car called a Prius that was $15,000 more than the average car of its kind. And today it's parable with a car of its kind. So technology will change over time. And I think you're going to find that hydrogen will become a lot more affordable, as electric cars are as well. So there's a real battle there, but technology is moving very quickly. And I think 2017 might seem like a long time ago when we talk about hydrogen. Watch this space.
Thank you.
Good on you, Rob. Thanks, you.
Rob.
Mark in Queenscliff. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, good day, guys. Great conversation. It's lovely to hear hydrogen being talked about in Australia at the moment. I currently work for a company building liquid fuel tanks for long-range trucking for hydrogen.
Great.
So we're building fuel tanks that hold about 60 to 65 kilograms of liquid hydrogen.
Right.
And we'll actually have one of those trucks in Australia middle of next year for road testing here. Also, the gentleman that was talking about the combustion engine, internal combustion engines, there's a company in Tasmania at the moment, also in Queensland, called Line Hydrogen. And they're actually about to bring out their own range of hydrogen combustion engines. So they're actually 100% hydrogen conversion using an internal combustion engine.
Wow, that sounds good.
So
Promising.
And also the fueling infrastructure is coming.
Interesting.
So,
there has been, back to the trucks, there's been a lot of work being done in the United States, I know, with a lot of freight liners that have already converted a lot of their diesel fleet and petrol fleet, I was reading as well. So it's there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic. And, 60 kilograms of hydrogen on board a Class 8 truck will haul that truck close to 1,000 kilometres. So, and the fueling times are very comparable. The car at the moment can be refueled in 2 to 3 minutes, a truck in 10 to 12 minutes. So
yeah.
It's definitely the way of the future.
Yep, it's just expensive at the moment to fill. But,
at the moment,
yeah,
at the moment. Mark, thank you for that. George, go right ahead from Kingsford.
Hey, George.
How are you? I just want to ask about electric cars and all these hydrogen cars too. You're a Toyota man, so you're going off-road, you want to go through water, you want to go through mud, you want to go up a hill.
Yes.
Off-road. These electric cars, can they go through water?
Yeah, they can. They can. Let me let you in on a little secret. I think this might prick a few ears. We were announced last week at the Toyota conference that the Tundra is coming to Australia. Now, that's a very, very popular car. A lot of people love that car. That car will be launched as a twin-turbo hybrid ute, and that will take you wherever you need to go.
Twin-turbo.
6-cylinder twin-turbo combustion engine hybrid.
Wow, great stuff. George, I've got to leave it there. I want to get to Lisa's call on the Central Coast. Lisa, a question.
Hey, Lisa.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Just a quick question. I'm a sales rep and we've had company cars forever, but we're transitioning to car allowance. So I've been busy looking at cars. I really like the Peugeot 2008 GT. I was just wondering what you think of that car, John.
The SUV, yep. I think it's a good car. It's I'm pretty sure that car is a combined project with Renault, so it'll have a really good engine. Warranty's very good, and if you like, it's a good-looking car too. So if you like that car, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Thank you so much.
Go for it. Enjoy it.
Happy shopping, Lisa. Happy shopping. Thank you very much for your time, John Roca. Fantastic to have you in here.
Pleasure,
and
Chris.
A great topic to talk about, and a topic we will go back on, no doubt.
We will.
In the not-too-distant future.
Happy Father's Day for tomorrow.
Thank you, mate.
To all the fathers out there as well, and my dad, Juan.
Yes. You enjoy your paella.
I will. Thanks, mate.
John Roca. All Things Automotive with Sydney City Lexus and Sydney City Toyota, and now Sydney City Toyota Glebe Managing Director. Ford